Well, we're just gonna keep going. Whatever. It doesn't matter what I do. Like I was talking about earlier, work just doesn't stop at this point. So I can't just. I even with Do Not Disturb on, calls from work come through. I'm playing on my phone. Things are gonna get interrupted. It's just gonna happen. So we're just going to keep going, and then eventually they're going to call again, and I'm going to get interrupted. But up until that point, we're just going to play some Tour 11, see if we can find some new holes. Ingrid, MBS in the house, what's going on? Great to see you too. We're going to have some fun and up until the point where work calls and interrupts the stream again. It's just going to happen. I'm just resigned to it at this point. It's why I can't really stream as much anymore. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm going to get a phone call every hour or two that's going to interrupt me. So, and then I have to stop what I'm doing and go figure out some emergency. So it just doesn't matter. But we're going to have some fun while we can. But just be aware also that as soon as that happens, the stream's going to cut out unexpectedly, and I'll be back, or I won't at some point after that. So I'm sorry. I'm providing zero continuity to anything. This is my third stream today already. Always, Ingrid. It's always something. It just doesn't stop. So it is what it is. That's just life as we know it at this point. I guess we're going to pull this way because we were dead at that tree. Couple of beans. And it's too much. Too many beans. Our opponent, meanwhile, is in the perfect spot to punish me for my horrendous drive. But he brought a sniper. It doesn't matter. He's got the distance, even with a sniper bag on. With this wind, he's still going to have to go full OP. And we can play a slice shot that should leave us a wedge or a short iron that'll be makeable to try and force a shootout at the very least. And there's also the potential that he messes this up and it ends up in the rough and won't make the eagle anyway, so we'll see what happens. Always bring a long wood for this hole, unless you're able to bounce off and over to the second fairway with a hook or a slice shot. You should be playing with a cata or everybody is going to be playing for the most part with a cata, but cata or a big dog if you're lower level play. If your cata isn't up to a level 5 standard. I'm just going to go one backspin. Let's see. 6. We'll go 6.5. And hopefully that stays in the fairway and we'll at least have a short iron. Oh, wow. My initial instinct was to go with a couple of topspin, and that was the correct instinct. I talked myself out of it. Oh, well. I've lost my... I've lost the plot, as they say. We'll see if we can find it. We'll turn it back up. Sometimes you just play a horrible drive. This is a missable wedge, though. If he hits perfect, he's not going to miss it, but if he hits great, he's not going to miss it either. All right, we'll see if we can have a bailout sand shot to force a shootout, but it's doubtful. I play this individual fairly regular basis. That might get a rematch, a chance to redeem ourselves for this horrible play. Half, so 10, 5, 4, 5 and a quarter. Just completely making it up. Well, it is what it is. Complete guesswork adjustment. Let's see if we get a rematch. No dice. I don't want a 3-steak special. Although a steak sounds delicious right now. The different kind of steak. S-T-E-A-K. Oh, yeah. Next time I get interrupted by a call, I'm going to eat lunch. So it'll be a longer break in between streams. Start talking about steaks and got hungry. Hopefully we'll be able to talk about playing well here. I went through all my milestone moments on the earlier stream, so we got all those out of the way. Played golden shot, we did all that. So now it's just time to have some fun, see if we can find some new holes. We will see what happens. How's everybody doing with this quarantine, stay at home, shelter in place, whatever you want to call it? Are you starting to come out of it wherever you happen to be around the globe? It's really hasn't affected a ton for me. I just am not, all my social things are canceled, but work's still obviously going on. So counting myself lucky to have employment still. Oh, new hole, new hole, new hole. Wow. This seems like something I should probably try and play hooky slicey with my new Apox 7 for fun, to see what happens. I'm going to try and go over there. I'm just kind of interested to see what happens here. Nothing good. Too many rings. I'm still trying to figure out how to hook this thing, because it seems like I'm overdoing it. I would think that it would be more than 20, especially on a shot like that. But when I play it more than 20, I keep leaving it hung out to dry. So probably should have just played that one straightforward, or at least put a power 4 ball on. A bit of a mistake, but I wanted to see what we could do there. 9-4 wind was not as big as we would hope for. Our opponent looks to be sitting very nicely here. Let's see what they can do. I don't know what kind of shot I'm going to have from all the way back here. I don't really... Oh, okay. This is the exact same as one that... Or maybe the fairways are different, but I don't know. We're just going to smash it down this side. Leave a short iron. except for I'm terrible. It might be a long iron from there. Let's see what kind of shot our opponent has from a much deeper angle. Oh, nice. Is this the funnel rough bump shot? I feel like from the left there. No, it doesn't look like that. There's the other one that plays with that funnel rough bump shot. I don't think I play this one as a rough bump. I think I've tried to play it as a rough bump and never made it. So I tend to go just kind of like this shot. Just kind of try and attack the pin. Good shot there. See what we can do. See what we're sitting with. Thorn. We'll call it plus 20 at a max. 1693. I'm gonna do 5.5. Probably shouldn't use this, but oh well. Shoddy ring play. And a great left to boot, so that won't go. No, right off the flag. My play has gone just straight in the hole. Hasn't been great all day, to be honest. Ugh. We haven't even gone to shootouts since I've been back. Oh, my word. Maybe we'll get a rematch at the very least. I'm going to pull my head out. Not sticking around to see if they actually want a rematch or not. Nobody's got time for that nonsense. We're trying to play. We're trying to win. Trying to show off our new equipment. It just hasn't gone well yet. All right, so if we get that one again in any kind of tailwind, we'll need more than 9.5 or less. Oh yeah, fewer rings. Fewer rings also on the APOC 7. It keeps playing like that. It keeps playing less than I think. Let's try it again. See what kind of distance we can get. All right, I'm going to play this one as a 20 and see what happens instead. I'm not going to use all the curl, though. Let's see if we can get down there. Not going to make it. We're getting good wins. It's just not quite enough from the back tees to get into an advantageous position. Without utilizing a power 5 ball, which is not something I'm particularly interested in doing in tour play. So I guess the move here is going to be to lay up. The move, hopefully, is that they don't leave this in Tour 11. But I don't know. It's been a while since they've changed it up, so it's been the same 3 tours for a long while, so it's nice that they've changed it. Drew Moore's been the most recent addition, so it looks like, for the time being at least, Paris and Maple Bay are the Tour 11 mainstays, and then, you know, the other one is the one that's usually rotating out. I like this guy's style. Well executed. That looks like a shot that I would have played the last time these holes were in Tour 11. Before I had an APOC 7 to try and do stupid crap with. All right. Let's flatten it out, shall we? Plus 20, plus 10, plus 20. Let's go plus 20. Let's see. We'll call it 8.5. And a massive great right, so probably going to hang out to the right unless my adjustment was really bad. Yeah. Hung out. Should I say it? I guess I should probably say it, because that was a great right that ended up about a great right away from the cup. So, yeah, perfect was most definitely in there. No doubt about it. My completely on-the-fly made-up adjustment was definitely spot on. No doubt about it. You're not going to be able to play this rough bump because you're going to adjust into sniper territory from here. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, buddy. It's gonna go horribly wrong as soon as you start your pull. You can tell this already. That's a massive under adjustment. Almost in the trap. That's how massive of an under adjustment and underpowered that was. It barely still caught the rough. He's lucky to not be sitting in the trap right now. That was a pixel away from being in the trap. Hey, we got to a shootout. Massive improvement. Step by step. So now we're getting to a shootout. Next step is to win a shootout. This is the one that I don't really remember. I think if I feel like it's playing completely differently. If it was this, I just don't think it was. This is the same as it used to be. I think the play in the tournament here, obviously wind dependent, is going to be, an expert anyway, is going to be a sniper rough bump. Would seem to be. I mean, this hole is designed for it. Not a consistent landing area to try and really run one up to the pin. Not a really good green to try and run one up there to it. I think the only play here, it will be a rough bump from a sniper rough bump. You know, majority of pay-for-play players will probably put on a Win 5 ball, but it'll most certainly be doable from the second tees with a Kingmaker and a sniper. Should I try it? Should I try it with a driver and see what happens? Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll try a sand bump. I don't know if I've got the rings to do it. Wow, okay. I won't even get a chance. All right, but we get a win. That's a huge improvement, I suppose. Yeah. Boom's in the chat for the first shootout of this stream. Yeah. Here we go. And our first win. Oh, look at that dog. I like his beard. All right, GC Forest. This is an opponent I've played quite a few times. What a ridiculous wind this is. What should I do? I think I'm gonna lay up over here on the left. Let's see what kind of angle we can attack. Should be a fairly straightforward sniper from there, I would think. Oh, Maxi. Alrighty. We'll just be going straight at it. If they get any kind of tailwind on this hole in expert, then it's an APOC slice shot up onto the green. Probably landing to the left side of the bunker on that second fairway. It's got the bunker right in the middle there. Just landing on the left side of that with an APOC slice. And any kind of tailwind, that is, and we'll be running it up right up under the green, or for a wedge up there. I mean, hopefully at the very least the winds are changed from the last time this tournament was in it. This course rather. They can't run the same winds out there, right, for a major as they have. This was the major, wasn't it, or was it right around the major time? I can't remember. All I remember was that it was ridiculous. Alrighty. What do we think? Plus 10 at a min, so plus 20 at a min. Let's just call it 1-1. Plus 20 because we're a bit further out from min than actual dead min. So that's why I added the extra 10%, really. I needed more. Good look at it, though. It's going to be one from the second tees. We're going to want to be playing a short iron that we're going to want to have dialed in by the weekend and be dropping this, especially if we get a tailwind. If we get a tailwind, we're going to be on the green. We'll figure out a slice shot, a full overpowered slice shot with a more than likely with a power 5 ball, and just be up there either attacking the pin for an ace or trying to leave ourselves a wedge, right on the edge of the green. Halloween right before that, yeah. Max OP, max curl, APOC slice shot, yeah. I think on junior, I think I had to conserve my Zerkers for the weekend round, so I was blasting it with like with a Titan and trying to play, or a Kingmaker even, and trying to play a short iron shot. Because at the time I still had junior as a free-to-play account. I have since decided that that's dumb to do. There's no reason why I should pay for one and not the other, especially when I've already done everything. I maxed the game at 6270 on a free-to-play account in like 2,000 some odd games. So, I mean, all that's left is tournament banners, basically. So, whatever, I might as well be paying on both of them and try and set up shots with similar balls, some pay-for-play balls, because why not? Give me the advantage in the tournaments all day long. So I've started paying on both accounts now to try and build up an arsenal of similar premium balls for tournament play use strictly. Although I have a good arsenal built up here, so if we get some funny wins or something, why not? I'll break some out on this stream. It's a weird stream, so I'll just have some fun with it anyway. I don't usually play with premium balls in tour play. It's almost strictly Titans. or navigators or quasars if I get an opponent who's particularly feisty. There are a good number of matchups that I get regularly in Tour 11 against. By that I mean playing the same people time and time again, who I know as soon as it kicks on that they're going to be playing with a navigator. So if we get any of those, then we'll play some navigator games, or maybe even some quasar games, because quasar games can be fun, just as fun as navigator games. Oh, he hung himself way out to the left there. It didn't drop off into the trap, but we'll be able to play our shootout here. He might forfeit as well. With this much wind, I'm going to use full right spin and 2.5 backspin, right? I'm going to set up a ring just over, like, feel it out here. You see where it starts to switch? We want to be on the edge of that. So with a Thor 7, it's with the red ring on the rough over there. That great proofs it as well. And then I play it as plus 20 at a min. So that's going to be 13 rings here. With this crosswind, I'm going to use a decent amount of curl as well. And that's how you play that shot. You don't need a high-level club to play that. You can play it with anything, because all you need is 2.5 backspin. So, relatively straightforward. It's scary and can go wrong easily, but it's not a shot where you need the backspin and ball guide of a Thor's Hammer level 6 or 7. You can play that with anything, really. It's really, really straightforward. The dangers of it are obviously hanging out to the left like our opponent there, so you want to make sure that you're utilizing that curl like I mentioned. Paris is my favorite course in all of the game. I've said it before, I rarely lose, especially on shootouts in Paris. So they're pretty straightforward, though, at this point. I mean, they're tricky and can go wrong, and there are a number of blind setup shots. The really tricky Paris one is the one where the green is like an upside-down frying pan, where you run off every direction. That's a tricky one, for sure. I get a lot of questions about that one when people realize that I play a ton of Tour 11. So hopefully we can get that a decent amount of times. You know, you kind of get the same questions about various shootout holes. It's always the tricky ones, and that, you know, those cause all kinds of massive issues where, you know, sometimes it's who can be the less bad. All right, we tried the Apox 7 one here last time. I'm going to try the Thor's Hammer 7 here this time to see if we can get to that other fairway. Oh, not enough rings. Oh, my word. Wow. That's ridiculous. There's no way. Oh. Oh, what's our opponent doing? This looks fun. Do Not Disturb's on and everything, and it doesn't do anything. Worthless. Completely worthless. Whee! I can't believe that wasn't enough rings on that hook shot. Slice shot, whatever it was. Oh, the anti-caddy wind. Hooked. Hopefully it's still in the fairway. It is. No worries. Our streak of getting to shootouts might be coming to an end. We'll get some more booms in the chat when I get back to another shootout, I guess. At least I got one nice shot in there. One nice shot was all it took to make me happy. 0.3 away on a 14.7 mile combination cross headwind. For, you know, with a blind setup driver, basically. I guess it's not a blind setup like some of the other shootouts are. Come on, get in the hole. Put me out of my misery. Oh! All right, let's see what kind of shot we got. Ooh. Take a look-see here. It's going to be a... Let's see. I'm going to play it as a 15.4 at a max. All right. See if we can get some nice thorn porn going on stream. Got the perfect. Oh, what a banger. Unfortunately, it's to force a shootout. But I did say we'll get some booms in the chat when we force our next shootout, so one way or the other. What a fun shot that is. Full backspin thorn shots and hook slice drives are my favorite shots in the game. I love them. They're fun. Okay, what did we learn here? Massive over adjustment, right? Plus 20. We're going to be adjusting down into that trap, so we should push forward as well. Plus 20 at 1-to-1. Play offset games with a push-up. Probably 2 rings will push forward. So let's see, we'll offset for 13.3. So we'll offset 3 squares. We'll push forward 2 rings. That'll be the game plan. We'll see where that leaves us. Hopefully better than the 8 yards away nonsense that we had last time. Not bad. Great right cost him really, really bad there. More than anything, I think. All right, so let's see. That's where we want to go. We're going to offset now. 2.5 squares this way. And we'll go plus 2, 3, 13, 6. We'll push up. I think I'm just going to push up 1. Oh, that was like 1.5. I said 2, and then I decided 1, and then I went with 1.5. We'll see what ends up happening. Pretty good. So it looks like it should be about one ring push-up should do it. This guy probably feels like he got robbed after I backdoor thorned him and then just stuck a new shootout. 1.5, what was it, 1.5 something? Our shootout game's on point. I figured this one out relatively quickly. It took all of 2 shootouts on this one for me to learn how to play the hole. Now, there we go. There we go. we get some kind of nonsense to start going. Oh, a baseball. I have one of those. And I have an APOC 7 now. How about them apples? Should I use a baseball or should I use a touchdown ball? One of the sports balls. He used a baseball. Oh, and he got out. All right, but he ended up. It could have caught the fairway now. Interesting. Let's see what I want to do here. Perhaps one of these. What do we think? Yeah? Not quite 10 rings. And we'll just go full OP for the heck of it. Oh, a great ball. A massive great right. Doesn't matter. We'll beat him with equipment. I said I would break out some premium balls if given the opportunity, so here we go. It won't matter. We'll still go to a shootout. But I'll have my sniper and a power 5 ball. A situation I do not often find myself in. But we'll have to get a little creative, perhaps. Some of my blind setup driver shots will not be in play, obviously. Could also potentially go very wrong here for Eric. We'll see. Nah, it looks like a good shot. Came in nicely. You're never going to have an opportunity to really make a good run at the pin from that angle, so you're just trying to set it up there right like he did. I would like to have more spin on the ball here, but I chose this one, so that's fine. We'll overcompensate with curl. Not quite all the backspin. Not quite 1-to-1. We'll use, let's call it that much curl. Ooh, a great right could be trouble. It's not trouble. That's kind of the angle you want to come in at. This is a really tough one to get to drop. It's not going to go very often. You just want to really assure yourself of the eagle opportunity. All right, should be a fun shootout now with a couple of really funky balls. But he's got a wanker ball on and I got a power 5 ball on. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get back over the 5K trophies mark. Started off so poorly, we dumped out onto underneath it. So if I get a headwind here, it's going to be really tough to figure out how I want to play this. Ugh. Blind setup it is. No, I'm going to play sniper. It's just going to be a really weird shot. Add 3, 11.6. I have no idea where this is going to end up. Horribly. Wow. I couldn't play my normal headwind shot there because I had the power 5 ball on. Oh, too funny. That was horrible. Just horrible. This will definitely beat me. That was just atrocious. I tried something different and it just absolutely did not work. The secondary wind effect there was so massive that it just compressed the ball guideline like crazy. And I did not feel comfortable playing the blind driver because it was too far. It was just too far out. I don't think I would have been able to catch the first fairway. Maybe I should have tried a sand bump or something. I don't know. I just didn't think that one all the way through. Oh, this is hooky slicey wind. For sure. It's a Thor slicey shot. Hooky shot, I guess. It's a hook. Yeah, to the left. I used to play a massive, big draw in actual golf. I hit this big, high power draw drive. They kind of developed out of nowhere, and I can't play it anymore. It disappeared, but it was consistent and big. So a shot, it looked a lot like this. I would get a lot of rollout. Ooh, into the rough. Unlucky. What did he play? Was that a premium ball or is that just a reskin Kingmaker? Whatever, I'm just going to use a Titan. All right, this is going to be massive. It's going to be fun, though. That's what makes it so much fun. Just how massive this is. No! It wasn't even massive enough. I needed more. My slice game is off. That's the second time. And I got my sniper bag on because I was planning on having a look at the pin. Oh, good Lord. Just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. Let's see. I'm still going to try and get it up there onto the fringe by the green if we can. I should probably just stop eyeballing things and actually measure them out. Not too bad. We can have a look at it. We'll see what happens. First fairway, not the second fairway. Ooh. The great right cost us the second fairway and thus the bounce. See what Eric can do. See what I can do. Mine should be a perfect as in rough iron. I don't know if it'll be great proofed or not. Probably not. This is a tricky angle for our opponent. A tricky angle and a tricky distance. It would be a nice shot if he were to drain it. Most certainly. It's in. Well played from our opponent. Let's see if we can match it to go to a shootout. At the very least. Yeah, this will not be great proofed by any means. But perfect will be in. All right, a wedge and a rough iron to bail out and send us to a shootout. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get a new one. See what we can do with it. I'm back in regular mode with the Titan, so I won't find myself in a really funky situation. Oh, this is the one we were denied even an opportunity to look at earlier because our opponent messed it up so badly. Oh, okay. All right. With a headwind like this, I'm playing driver. I've had it a couple times already. So I've had this one once with a headwind, once with a tailwind. With the tailwind, I didn't play it as a big enough over adjustment or offset and rolled it about 5 yards deep. With the headwind, I'm playing driver up on the front left portion of this green, right in front of the green actually, with a loads of backspin and offset, and playing it basically just 1-to-1 with our driver. I might go a little bit over 1-to-1, depending, because the wind is really massive. Stayed on the fairway, but going deep on this one's going to be trouble because you'll be in the rough really quickly. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to play it just over 1-to-1, so I'm going to add 1.2. I'm just going to play it as a 15. We'll offset. And from this position, play it as a 15 ring adjustment with a deep pole. So that's a 1201. There's 8. We need 7 more. Offset that secondary effect with just a little bit of curl to the right. See where that leaves us. Really nice. Okay, so we can afford just a little bit less offset there, or a little bit, maybe just play it at 1-to-1 instead. So that's a max plus 10 at 1-to-1. So we're getting some good examples of how to play some of these new shots at the very least. The new shootout holes, rather, in Tour 11. At the very least, those are going well. So if we can get to shootouts, then maybe I'll have some good examples of things to do and what you can do. If you're just jumping into a Tour 11, then best of luck to you. And hopefully some of these can help you out. Hopefully they're not all shots that are unplayable for you with your level of equipment either. If you're looking for Tour 11 or Tour 12 streams and ideas with lower level equipment, you'll have to scroll back on my stuff. It was just recently that I got APOC 6 and APOC 7 and TH7 upgrades. So when I maxed Tour 12, I did it with APOC 5, Cata 5. So, you know, these clubs are still relatively new to me in learning how to use them, and they're just unbelievable. I don't know what I've been missing. I didn't know what I'd been missing until I got these high level clubs. They just make the game so much easier. The Thor's Hammer level 7 especially, I thought that Thor's Hammer level 6 was basically cheating, and the 7 just puts it to shame. We were able to drop this one earlier with a great right because we found a funnel. We're just a touch deeper than we were last time and have a slightly less... our angle is just a little bit further to the left, so that'll affect what we're doing just a touch, but basically playing it the exact same way. Min plus a third. From just the edge of the shadows here. If you go further, then you play it less than that. I don't have a slider or anything like that. I'm just doing these calculations on the fly. So this is from this angle, from this distance and angle, I'm basically adding a third to whatever the min adjustment is. Whatever that measures out to on sliders and whatever else in your apps, I can't help you with that. But I can give you the numbers and you can plug them in and see what fits. 9-1. So adding 2-7. There's our funnel spot. We're going to offset outside the cup plus 2. So that's an 11-8 with a deep pull at a min. It's going to be 3 1/3. You know what? I'm going to go with a short left pull here. Not going to find the same funnel like we did earlier with our great ball this time. Didn't have the legs. No. Took the speed out of it. Took all of the speed out of it, unfortunately. This will probably drop. It's not rarely does this one go to a shootout if one person doesn't make it. Somebody drops this one almost every time. If you hit perfect, that is. Yeah, that'll be in. I didn't even watch his adjustment. I just know everyone knows this shot, so it'll be in. Knew it. Can't hit perfect. Our opponent does. That'll cost us. See if we can get a rematch with Norby here. Nope. No dice. How's everybody enjoying the end of this clan season? The mini's kind of a nice break. I played mine earlier on stream. I only managed a -12 in Master. So likely not anything spectacular. Khaleesi. Alrighty. From Wolfpack. Alright, it's time to get our hooky slicey game back on point with this drive right here. See what Wolfpack's doing this season. Almost a $500,000. Not too shabby. We're just a touch behind that at a notch over, just below 41,000. So. Yeah, and those numbers are right. I've got well over a quarter of our clan points, so. I put in some Herculean efforts to get us up to Master 1 and keep us here this season. But that's what I promised to my boys, so, I think all my family stopped playing at this point. I think it's all just friends now. There's our line. I'm going to count them out a little more carefully since I've been going so wrong here recently. We're going to get it back on point with this one. It certainly will. Certainly, certainly, certainly. Again, this is a shot that I developed in order to be able to get to shootouts with my higher level Thor's Hammer clubs, because my APOC was so underpowered. I only had an APOC 4 when I was playing Tour 11 for the most part, but I had a Thor's Hammer 5 and then a Thor's Hammer 6 before I even had an APOC 5. So in order to compete, and when I would get to the shootouts, and an APOC 4 just didn't have the backspin to compete in the shootouts that you need, I would do everything in my power to try and get to the shootouts with my Thor's Hammer in the bag. So for shots like this, I just developed this game to where I could hook and slice the Thor's Hammer, utilizing topspin, the decent amount of topspin that it had, and full overpower every time in order to be able to set myself up in these positions. So these are shots that you can replicate with your lower level clubs. So that if you're trying to break into Tour 11 but you don't have the high level Thor's Hammer or APOC, you can utilize an extra mile and set yourself up to where you don't have to use full overpower and a full topspin shot and have to worry about it going wrong because of the low level accuracy of it. I'm going to play this as 14.6 at a max, which is 8.3. And using the full overpower and still being able to control it, because the accuracy is so bad that it doesn't matter for your full OP shots because you're hooking it. So you can set those up and utilize them in ways that are beneficial and can help you compete even without your epics really maxed out. You can still compete with a high level extra mile if you have one of those clubs and not a high level Thor's Hammer or Apocalypse, but just by hooking and slicing your drives, you can leave yourself in a great area, and then you could still have the backspin of that extra mile to be able to play the shootouts instead of only having 2 bars of backspin or whatever it is with the APOC 5. And you can even do it with a Thor 4 in certain wins. That's kind of when I really started to develop my game was when clans opened up and we were able to utilize multiple bags, and then being able to choose which bag you wanted off the tee box. So that way I could utilize a lower level Thor's Hammer, because when that happened, I only had a Thor's Hammer level 4. So I could use that Thor's Hammer level 4 in situations where I didn't need to break out the extra mile. Whereas beforehand, I would have to use that extra mile because my other clubs were so underpowered. You had to be ready for any situation, and the Thor's Hammer level 4 would not let you reach greens in 2 in headwinds on long par 5s on some of these higher level tours. So when I would get a headwind and needed that power of the extra mile and I could change to that bag, then I would do so. But if I could get away with having the lesser powered Thor's Hammer with shorter par 4s or even a long par 5, but I had some headwind, then that was really where I started to be able to excel and surpass my the totals that I used to be able to put up and play those tours that I didn't used to be able to play. Also, hooking and slicing is my favorite part of the game. So I'm gonna go just like a bar off of full backspin here and put it on this notch. Yep, there we go. 10.8. Add 20% at 1-to-1. Baby curl back to the left. I mean baby curl back to the left. And a great right, so we'll probably lose by a yard. 0.7 of a yard because of a great right. Oops, I meant good game. Well, you got to hit perfect. Nothing but myself to blame there. If I hit perfect, that one is a winner, almost certainly. Could have been in, who knows. But that's one of those Paris holes that I don't lose very often. And a perfect ball, I probably would have still won there. That great ball can account for about a yard away. So if we can't cut that yard off, even if it doesn't go in, that's a 15-7. I don't know if I can hooky slicey this. I don't think I can, but I'm just going to go with the full OP shot and blast it over for a short iron. 1-1 minus. No, let's do 1-1, so just a touch more. Get through the rough. Oh, it caught the bad rollout. Oh, nuts. That's all right. We can go through those trees with some topspin on our rough iron to save this. It probably won't go in, but we're not really in trouble like it looks like. That's really annoying. I should have just laid up. Why can't we get this one with some tailwind? I really want to try and smash this Apox 7 on a slice shot on this hole because I just think it would be so much fun. Oh, nice. That's a nice layup. Should be a min to mid short iron shot there from our opponent. Should look nice. All right, we're gonna turn this around and see what our angle is. Rough bump it is. That's all we can do from there. Yeah, like I said, able to save it, but probably not going to go in. So not really a surprise, but we're safe at the very least. That's all we're really looking for there. Hope that our opponent can't bury this nasty crosswind shot. We'll see what happens. But this is a pretty nasty crosswind here. Oh, almost nailed this one earlier on stream. I think it was part of the part 2. Yeah, crosswind left him way out to dry. I'm going to make my putt and then run to the restroom real quick while the game's loading this next hole. I'll hopefully make my putt. Or this next shootout hole, I should say. I see it's my turn. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna offset to just the front of the green. Play it as plus 20%, so 10. And a little bit of curl. And we'll see what happens, because that was very quick and shoddy work, so. Yeah. Well. Yeah, this one's playing with crazy secondary wind effect and massive over adjustment, so something to keep in mind. But yeah, rough bump is going to be the play here for sure. The question is, how are we going to play it in Tour 11? Because that was such a massive offset and crazy. Yeah, that was awful quick. I probably had a bad pull angle as well, but who knows? That's probably going to be the play, though, for me for the majority of the time. I just got to figure out what kind of adjustment I'm going to need to make. It might even be a 30% at 1-to-1 adjustment, but that's kind of where we're looking to run it up at it. See where our opponent goes. Very deep. Far deeper than I believe. Yes, indeed. Well, not far deeper, but deeper at the very least. So that's kind of what the risk is with that one. That's kind of where we see that secondary wind effect really coming into play. So if you're playing Tour 11, then that's something to keep in mind. We're going to be basically offsetting it to the front, to where it's in a tailwind anyway, to where it's just off the front edge of the green, I think. You know, just barely trickling onto the fringe, and then let that guideline expand and push it up to the pin. But if we go deep, then it's rolling like that. It's rolling about 4 or 5 yards past. So I really want to try and start trying to leave it short in that tailwind. So I'm going to try that even bigger offset. We'll go with the bigger offset at first and stick with the plus 20, but maybe adjust our pull angle back some. We'll want to probably utilize an 1159 pull, a shallow pull if you're utilizing my terms for it anyway, to try and help compensate for that expanded guideline a little bit, where we'll be pulling back to a shorter position as we make our pull just slightly. That'll be the plan there. It's something we're going to tinker with. You know, these holes are still relatively new in Tour 11, and I do believe that these shootout holes are fairly different from what they were. The par 4s look pretty much the same, but I think the par 3s look to have been changed somewhat. Oh, this is the guy that forfeited against us on that hole last time. You know what I'm going to do is use a Kingmaker. So we'll go, let's just play it at 1-to-1. And then we'll give it a little smashy. You know what? I said I was going to try and be more careful with my ring play, so I'm going to be, there's 10, 11.7, and we'll just go full OP. Ooh, double great left. Doesn't matter. APOC 7 power. Doesn't matter. Cheating. It's like cheating. It really is. If you've struggled and struggled and struggled and have overcome all of the difficulties with being outmatched in terms of your clubs, and then you've played that way for so long, and then you get your clubs to the level that you've been playing against, it is so nice. It's so rewarding to not have to, or I guess, you know what, it's not rewarding. It is rewarding to when like, you know, I got the APOC 7 from my silver chest, You know, it's nice to be rewarded like that, but really it's less frustrating than anything, because you don't get frustrated by what I call equipment losses. So equipment losses is when you do everything right, but your equipment literally cannot compare. So like a long par 5, if somebody had an APOC 7 against me and I had an APOC 5 Cata 5, and I got defeated, but it was through no fault of my own, really. It was literally just they used a premium ball, and you know they had APOC 7 Cata 7, and so they were able to reach the green, and I just literally was completely unable to. Then that's an equipment loss. That's not anything that you can really do anything about, and that's really frustrating. So when you start to get your equipment up to that same level, A, you don't have that excuse anymore. But B, it's just things are so forgiving that you can the shots that you used to take that would be mistake shots are forgiven. That's the difference. Is that double great left with an APOC 5 or 6 is not going across. An APOC 5, I'm not even trying that shot. An APOC 6, that double great left, that catches the sand. That doesn't catch the fairway there and get through. An APOC 7, yeah, that catches that sand and it gets through. You know, that's the difference right there between struggling with the lower level clubs and having the guns to go to war with. I've got those to go to war with now. The only one I'm really looking forward to is Cat 7. Once I get the Cata 7, I'm going to be really stoked. Well, that and the B52 level 7, because I think I'll switch over from my Grizzly play and start utilizing a B52 once it's at level 7 more often. I played the B52 often for certain holes anyway, but once the Grizzly, when they did the club upgrades, I switched over primarily to play the Grizzly and I have been for quite some time. So if I do get up to the B52 level 7, though, I do think I'll switch over. Let's see how many clan points I'm at now. Ooh, about to surpass 12K. Nice. We'll take a look. This is our first season in Master 1. We were about 4.5K clear coming into today. We were 5K clear at the beginning of the week, so that's a pretty good gap to still have. So we should be safe, especially given our pending tournament results. We make a jump every tournament. We don't have a large number of players by any means, but who play anything above rookie level tournaments. But speaking of, let's see where we're at now. Tied for 8th with Todd's. One of the Todds. 15 leading. Oh, nice. The 19th family member in Sith Lords. Congrats, Chubbs. Well done with your 13. Nice. Let's take a look, see where we are in our clan season. 168 since last looked. 12.02K. All right. Right on. Oh, surpassed Send It. 40.98, 36.3. So we gained ground on the relegation. 36.3, so we're 4.65 up. Right on. Let's see how Rebels are doing. I know they, oops. I think they're trying to break the record. Looks like they got there. Or yeah, it's 1.722, and they got the mini. 1.722. That's the record. 1.724. Oh, so they're 2,500 away from breaking the all-time record. So congratulations to them. I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to go get some lunch. I appreciate it. I had some fun. I know not a whole lot of people jumping in, probably because I was on and off all morning. But that's just the nature of the beast at this point. It's part of the reason I'm unable to stream so much anymore. But I had a blast. you know, being able to jump on and share the spoils of my silver banner victory and the APOC 7 and be able to show it off a little bit. A handful of nice hook slice drives, thorn shot, some nice new holes that we saw the shootouts for. So hopefully it was at least entertaining to the handful of you who have been sticking around with me. And good luck to you all in your mini tournament, my 9-hole cup tournaments. Hopefully you all can do a little bit better than I did on stream earlier. But either way, I had fun. It's been such a long time since I've been able to sit down and do something like this that it was a blast for me. Even with the interruptions, I still had a great time, and always enjoy putting out great content. So signing off for me, I will probably see you all in the other streams. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, I would like to remind you that if you are eligible, please look up your local blood center and go donate. Just an hour of your time can help save up to 4 people's lives. So again, if you are eligible, please look up whatever blood center happens to be in your area and go donate. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you around the streams. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.